hope for in the great design theme that is POC. Half of our show is POC. Is it working now?
Yep.
I had to shut it off and turn it back on. The other half doesn't quite get it. Too bad for them. Great for you. Use the link at packfiller.com. Finally, Scratch Labs, people. The best flavor, ingredients, and variety for sports nutrition out there. Hands down. Check out the brilliant cookbooks and ask for one for Christmas. Your stomach will thank you on the next long ride. Thank you. Use the Scratch Labs link at packfiller.com. I just imagined a tummy going, like Seinfeld. Hello.
La, la,
Thank
la.
you for Scratch Labs. Wow, that took a fucking long time to get through that. It's the live stream.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't settle for less than a fairly good show.
Well, they can hear us and see us now. So.
They can hear us and see us now. Sorry for the pause. Well, it already happened, you guys. The Christmas gifts were handed out last week to allow for proper display opportunities, which I am proud of to see for half the show.
I'm saving it for next week.
So you can understand my confusion on the fact that people still showed up today for the show. I thought you guys were only in it for the swag. It's like, we got our stuff. Let's get the fuck out of here. Welcome to Life on Two Wheels. Welcome to the Packfiller. I am Pat Bulger. With me are the gang of usual suspects, the people that can't stop talking about a warm weather sport even in the depths of winter. Let's find out something about them, though, shall we? Tonight's random question, folks. What small stuff do you sweat even though you know you shouldn't? What small stuff do you sweat even though you know you shouldn't?
Worry.
Yes, worry, bother, stress over, lie awake at night going, what's the meaning of life? You know, little stuff like that.
Yeah, that's little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you're our age, it is kind of small. First of all, he's the only person I know who creates holidays to justify a St. Bernardus on a weeknight, Mr. Paul Main. How are you, man?
Well, I'm extending my 12-12-12 celebration.
You know how long it took me to figure out that? What you were doing when you texted us that? It was like 12-12-12. It's not 2012.
No.
But it was Bernardus 12.
12
Yeah,
on the
on
12th
12th,
day
yeah.
of the 12th month.
Fa la 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 la.
La 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 la.
Do you stress anything small, Paul? Or are you beyond that?
Yeah, it's my toenail length. I worry about it.
That's fair.
You know, and the thing is it keeps me up at night, and then I get busy in the morning. I forget to check.
Do you catch it on the sheets when you're moving around at night? And
No.
I
I keep them trimmed. I mean, you know, just kind of. I don't want any jagged edges.
Do you like wear through socks faster?
Yeah, and I blew through. That was the thing. I blew through one of my wife's. She made me the homemade wool socks. In fact, I got a pair on right now.
You blew through.
Wow.
I blew through a toe, and that's the type of stuff that bothers me because these are the best socks you can ever get.
You fucking Wolverine toenails,
Yeah.
man. You're just like, schnicked.
Yep. Doesn't take much. They just break off like
Really?
most of my body parts nowadays. They just like
Everything
fall
gets
off.
a little brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it on my baby toenail, where I'll move it in the middle of the night and it'll catch the sheet, just the edge of it, and it'll split my toenail right down the middle.
That sucks.
It fucking hurts. Fucking hurts.
And you snag your satin sheets.
Yeah.
That's always bad.
Satin sheet.
Red satin sheets.
That's it. Yeah, man. I'm just, I look like what's his name? Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
Scott Calvin.
Scott. Oh my God! Second of all, he's the only person I know who still has one of those sensor things on his back hub. The fuck is that thing, by the way, Mr. Sam Waples? How are you, man?
Speed sensor. Who doesn't use a speed sensor? It'll save the battery life in your computer for when you're doing 350-mile days.
What is a lot?
How many
Speaking
people did
of
I
the
lose
small stuff, dude, really? Because it's hypnotic. It's hypnotic when I'm riding behind you.
Yeah, I know. You just see that blue light coming around.
No,
Yep.
it has a light.
It's a little blue light that just.
We ride during the day, so we probably don't see it.
Yeah. God, I'm neurotic about everything.
Are you?
Like, I'm neurotic. And that's why I think, like, in bike fitting in particular, it's like, that's all just a tiny little degree.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to relate it to bikes just because let's keep it simple because the list could go on. And I would say, like, your stem, right, and wheel, like.
Yes.
Yep.
It's not
Has
centered.
anybody found a way?
perfect. Oh, no.
I'm like going back and forth every day. And then it's same with the hoods. Like, are the hoods perfectly, like
you
the same.
have a laser for your
Yes.
job.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
I should, but you'd think that would answer it. But I'm telling you, you drive it straight up the middle of the stem, and it's like, nah, it's not right.
You would have freaked out in the quill stem.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That's
Because
what
it
I'm
doesn't
thinking
take
of.
much,
Yeah.
but now with the
Yeah.
you have your
Pressed
your,
headset with a
threadless,
right.
and
Threadless,
no
yeah.
non-quill, stems. It's so easy to line up, but
Yep.
you would have it, and you'd get in front of that bar.
You'd be
Yep.
you'd be
And
straddling
that's
your
good.
your wheel and
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
Yeah.
overcorrect.
We made a lot of grunting sounds back then. Almost there. 30's the only person I know who can randomly throw out there that he can hit 750 watts and not be overly cocky about it. Because he was just like, it's supposed to hit
Wasn't it
750
760?
Was it 760? Yeah, he's
You
nodding.
told me.
He's
See?
nodding like
He
a
wouldn't have let that
fucking
go
idiot.
either. He was. You could tell he was waiting for you to finish.
Yeah,
He's a nice guy.
It was 760.
I wasn't gonna mention it. You guys brought it up.
Mr. Jackson Bolton. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Let's see the things I'm neurotic about. I have a extensive shoe collection, and
You are.
Yep. And
A shoe
I
whore.
can name on zero hands, because this is how I am, my dirty shoes. I
All your
have,
shoes are clean.
all my shoes are clean.
Your cycling shoes are pretty scuffed.
Do you have white shoes?
Yeah, well, getting hit by a car kind of changes that game.
Just saying.
But do I have
They're
white shoes?
dirty.
I have a... not paying attention to that.
Dirty, dirty, dirty.
I'm paying attention to Sam's question.
So nasty.
Yes, I have quite a few pairs of white shoes, actually.
And you keep those clean?
Yeah, he
You just
does.
don't wear them, and
He
like
does.
if it's like raining out, you're like, no, it's not a white shoe day.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
I have
another level.
I have Jordans that I don't wear on specific days if it's like
Jordan.
I don't wear
God.
I rarely wear them now in this type of season because I spent a bit on them, so I don't want to, don't want to hurt them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. You are a whole nother level of shoes.
Yeah. I know, and I'm very particular about them. My Jordans still live in the box. When I take them off, they go
Do
back
they
in
have
the
creases,
box.
or do you do like the walking around flat-footed?
Well,
Hey, Paul, is it just me, or is this conversation really fucked up?
Well, I have
He has
plenty, I have
shoes.
tons of shoes.
Do you
too.
really
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Are yours all sparkly, shiny?
No,
I'm
I
not
kind
gonna-
of some of them depends on the style. I like some of them scuffed.
yeah. Oh,
I have a couple of saddlebacks that I keep spotless. I don't want scuff marks, and then some of them, like my Doc Martens, they have to be look broken. I have I think 4 Doc Martens.
I think my Doc Martens are like half plastic because they're fucking it's like walking around in
That's-
wellies.
you got to break them in.
Exactly right. You had to break them in.
How
You remember
long?
Brooks saddles?
Yeah,
Same
never
leather,
rode one of those.
exact same leather.
I never
Yeah.
rode one of those.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, I'm the guy who might actually be fitting into large bibs this season instead of simply huge bibs this season. I just want to take a moment and find my applause button and hit that because
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
drinking a lot, though,
Yeah. Well,
and I'm up like 5 pounds this year already. But my up this year, my maximum poundage this year is less than it was last year, and less
nice.
than it was the year before.
That's great.
So maybe I'll just
you
all
get
that
some
matters.
skinny shorts instead
I
of
won't
skinny
be
jeans.
I won't be simply huge.
Yeah.
Oh, and the small stuff is I'm not gonna lie, it's this is my wheelhouse. This is where I live. Sweating the small stuff every night between 3 and 4 a.m. I usually wake up and I start thinking about stuff from like conversations I had with somebody earlier that is kind of George Costanza, like I could have come back with a better insult or
Church story.
yeah
Or it's awkward.
or what.
Or it was awkward.
Yeah,
And you're like,
or
oh, that
I was just
felt-
like, God, I should have done this differently. I should have said that differently. Or, you know what, if I was mad, I would have gone in there and I said, you're the asshole, Mr. Man, and I would have said it so much better. Ideas for the show. You guys sometimes get those texts when I'm like, hey, what do you guys think about a naked balloon drop or something like
Yeah.
that? And you guys are like, just don't.
And
Just
I can't.
ignore it.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
so
we haven't.
That'd be
We
nice.
haven't. So yeah, that's what I do. I do sweat the small stuff, but I've found a way to release the small stuff. I wake up in the middle of the night and I start freaking out about it, and then I solve it in my mind. I'm like, okay, you've got this figured out, or that conversation was bullshit. move on. And I slowly do that, and then I come up with some trick to make myself go to sleep. Like I come up with the alphabet game, like Axel Merckx, Bernardi Noel, Chris Carmichael, Claude Quicquelion. Yeah, and I just do that until I fall asleep.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
exhausting. I bore myself to sleep. Welcome to adulthood, guys. Speaking of stuff that will make me probably more insane, how's everybody's training going along? I'm going to start with Jackson because he's probably just like, I'm waiting.
No, I've been.
I'm hitting 800 watts just for fun, and then I'm gonna train when I feel like it. God, I'm an asshole to you, aren't I?
No,
It's for the show.
Yeah, exactly. I have just been doing my stuff, Dude, I did.
Isn't that the bit I just did?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing my stuff.
Well,
you just fucking did that.
Well, man. I did 2 days last week, and yeah, that's all I really did. Keeping it quiet for this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're keeping it quiet. You're
Under
like
the
you're
radar.
holding
Share.
your cards against your chest. You're not going to reveal.
I'll tell you guys everything. Like I don't care about that, but
But
game
not
on.
over
But not
the
on the
mic.
show.
no.
Yeah.
Game on.
People could be listening for my
Yeah.
numbers,
Jackson.
yeah.
Jackson.
Oh, you already spilled the beans on the 760
Yeah.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
only
Oh,
half
you
his
think that's
sprint
the
watch.
peak?
Yeah.
That's my
Not
5 minute.
That was God, wouldn't that be unbelievable? It's like it's good. Sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sign up for Zwift Academy, man, and just get a pro contract.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
for whatever team. Sam, you're in your like 4th training block of microcycle and all that fucking jargon shit.
I decided this morning that I was just gonna. I didn't like the training plans that they were rattling off. I was like, I'm gonna do this more exact. So I rescheduled everything, but I'm still doing 3 or 4 days a week.
Still
That's
with
Trainer Road.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, just doing it more custom.
Yeah.
Yep. And then skied last weekend too, which was fun. It was killer.
That's
And-
cool, man.
Yeah. You know what? I thought about this. You guys make fun of it, but it's kind of like how we make fun of Jackson for being able to eat like a Stouffer's mac and cheese family size and not put on a pound or shit himself to sleep.
To be fair, that is what's for dinner tonight.
See?
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. We make fun of him for it because we're jealous. You're just jealous.
Now,
Of the
I
skiing?
have skied and I do enjoy it.
See?
I
I'm a
totally
downhill
enjoy
guy.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I love cross country skiing. I think it's wonderful. I just don't want 3 hours of getting ready and coming back. No.
That's my only thing.
Yeah.
See, like when I go snow skiing, downhill snow skiing, I don't know why I said snow, but I said it 2 more times.
You could downhill water ski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those downhill
Waterfalls. Waterfall ski. Waterfall ski. But when I go downhill, I yes, it takes me that much time to get there and all that kind of stuff, and then I get there. But then I ski for 5 hours.
Right. I totally get what you're saying. I think that my thing is it's like,
not the
what
same
else-
workout.
What
I'm
else
not.
am I going to do? Right?
Yeah.
I'm 30. I don't have kids that have to, worry about house chores are pretty simple.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Paul?
I think I got. Well, I rode today right before the show.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then, and I probably had, I think, 4 or 5 rides. So. And
What?
same with
this-
indoor training, I should say. Indoor
Dude,
training.
he is
This
coming after you.
This last 30 seconds is going to be in my head between 3 and 4 a.m.
He's
Well-
trying to break you. He's actually going
he's
out of
Well,
his way to be
we had a
malicious.
So you're
discussion because I ride on RGT.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you didn't particularly like it. And to me, it's like, in getting to your point about like setting up your own training, I used systems last year, and I liked it because it kind of laid things out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of getting what I think I need, that type of thing,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
self-medicate myself.
Right.
And I had one of them. I thought I can't do 2 hours, but I thought I need to get a lot of time, and I spent 2 hours on the trainer and just kept at zone 2 for 2 hours. But then I noticed that was power wise, but
That's
my heart
fucking side
rate.
of the apocalypse, man. Tell your loved ones
Yeah.
that
Are
you
you
care about
okay?
that.
I said next
We'll
year.
find you a
Next year's
counselor.
the year of Paul, so I gotta.
Oh.
So you heard it here.
Fucking year, Paul.
We'll see.
I got 3 rides workouts in, and I should have gone first because I was so proud of myself for a while there, and then you guys crushed my dreams. I did a time trial on Zwift. I actually signed up for my first race on Zwift, and
Was it a 40K?
it was not. It was, well, what's 13 miles?
That would be around
30K
20.
pretty much, right?
20.
Around 20.
Working?
20K.
Oh yeah, I did the math backwards. It would be over 15 if it was 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
I won. I won.
Yeah, well,
What
and I
category are you
can
in?
I won, but I was in C. You fuckers! You took it. You immediately. I had a moment of joy,
R1.
and
Yeah,
then I was
what
just
group?
like, "What category? Fuck!"
Not A, doesn't matter.
Nah, it was C. It was C. I should be in B, but I just was like, let's just do C and see what.
Now
it
you'll
feels
do
like.
B.
Yeah.
You got your
How much
crown.
did you win by though?
Like, not a lot.
That's a good race then.
Like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good race.
But yeah, you know, but
How many power-ups?
I didn't use any of this fucking video games. I do it on my laptop, so I don't
And you
have. I'm
in
not
those
reaching
races
over and
at
touching
time
anything.
trial, do they have power-ups?
But no.
Okay,
No,
I was
none
gonna
of
say
that.
that's
Certain
ridiculous.
ones, certain ones have it. Certain ones don't. A lot of them don't. And I've never in a Zwift race used any of that shit because it's on. Like I said, it's on a laptop, or I have it on my Apple TV, and it's not like I'm reaching for a remote,
Yeah.
you know, or something like that. So I don't touch any of that things. But so I did that. I'm up to 500 squats a day, and a 90-second plank. And Sam's gonna shake his head at me because I do need to get my shoulders looked at stat because today it felt like I got 2 fucking tetanus shots in my shoulders. Something's going on.
Did you?
No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
the thing.
then, yeah.
Right?
Oh, well,
we do have a problem.
Something's going on with him. You know, I've always been a side sleeper, and I sleep with my hand under my arm under my... Like, that fucking hurts just right there. Just to bring my arm up right now. And something's going on. I gotta get something figured out.
I did it this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that last weekend because I think we talked about doing it last week.
We did. But, yeah, you know, life got in the way,
Yep.
you know, stuff like that. But I think it's time to
Somebody
figure
had to
something
go skiing.
So you guys, wow, that was a long introduction, but LMNOPQRST news. News brought to us by our friends at Gooder. That's right. There might be even some discount codes left.
Wow.
I fucking think we had over 1,000. So get over to Gooder and give it a shot. You never know. There might be some left. Can't hurt to try. Affordable polarized non-slip eyewear for outdoor and even indoor. If you're a major fan person like I am, sometimes those clear gamer glasses are actually kind of nice to have in the house. So click the link at packfiller.com, use the code packfiller15, and let me know if you get the deal. So here, we're gonna not listen to the news again. But I'm all over the place tonight. I was just looking at the time of the show, and so we're gonna kind of cruise through our news, but amid ongoing speculation about Mark Cavendish's future, a guy by the name of Peter Kenna has said that the sprinter has, quote, definitely
You know who
signed...
he is. Don't tell me you don't know who Peter Kenna is.
He's one of Mark's friends.
Yeah, he raced for Ineos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very talented. He quit because he kind of had a mental burnout.
But I find it odd that he is Cav's spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Is
like
is that his
agent or
gig?
something?
It might be. He's retired and he's on a podcast also.
Oh, okay.
With David Miller and Ned Boulding.
And he said, quote, definitely signed a contract, end quote, for the 2023 season. Cavendish, who was moving from Quick-Step this winter, was linked with, as we know, B&B Hotels and KTM for the next season, although the team has collapsed, unfortunately, completely gone out into the wind, sending his riders all over the place. It's the podcast called Never Strays Far.
Yep.
That's the one.
That's the
So
one.
there you go.
Ned
I don't
Boulding,
listen to podcasts.
David.
I think they're dumb. He says that the 37-year-old's in good spirits and ready for next season. So and there was a breaking little release today about some speculation in regards to Mark actually signing for human-powered health, like the U.S. Continental team.
Well, he's not going to be breaking the tour record.
No, that wouldn't do it. But does anybody have any idea, a guess? We could just check the tea leaves. Where do you guys think Cav's going to end? There's no way he's not going to ride. Can we all agree on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think this is so weird because Cav is such a difficult rider to obtain for a team because he is one of those riders that's he's not really going to be like battling against Fabio Jakobsen and all these different riders, Jasper Philipsen.
Yeah.
Because he's at that time where he needs the perfect lead out every time, and so I think that obtaining him is just like it's really just a publicity thing at this point, and I think that I don't know, it's tough. I mean Israel Premier Tech is really like the main place I could see him going, just kind of that, I mean, with their theme of getting riders that are
aged
at the twilight
Seasoned.
of their career.
But is Christoph still on that team?
No, Christoph
is on Una X. He was on Lante Gilbert last year.
But I think it's going to be a team that's not a Quick Step or a Jumbo-Visma. It's going to be one of those kind of, for lack of a better phrase, second tier, lower teams.
Somebody said Groupama FDJ, and I thought Arnaud Demar would be a little pissed. But
Speaking
that
of
would
which,
be
they
a
have
good
really
team.
cool kids.
Yeah, their new kit looks
so
great.
far.
New kit looks great.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really interesting fit, and they're in the tour.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I would like to see that, if that's true. Yeah, I'd like to see him make one more run at it. I was thinking, if I was Cavendish, I'd be fast. But no. I was thinking, what would I do if everybody knows that's what he wants is that one more tour win.
Yeah.
And for human powered
health.
Why even? Well, I mean, he loves racing his bike. He does, but he's a very good track rider. I think I would just spend time on the track and just kind of like cruise out. That's how I would play.
Paul, the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw human powered health, and you're the only one who's going to get this reference because
I'm old.
You kids. I was like, is he going to pull a Roberto Gaggioli and just come over to the States and just crush everything and just win everything? Could you imagine Mark Cavendish on a crit team against the Legion guys?
Yeah.
Or on.
They're not going to touch him.
That's something that is actually really interesting, is the idea of him going to Legion.
I think he'd beat.
He would smoke them.
He would. Do you think so? Yeah.
We
all agree. Yeah.
Am I the only one here that is not putting out the chance of that possibly happening?
I don't think the Williams are going to give that up.
I don't think they want to give
Corey
that Williams would not give up his seat.
Right. Yeah.
And Justin either. But that would be really cool. But also if he just sat on the back of that train, he could just sprint around Corey every single time.
Yeah.
But I kind of like his idea because his favorite bike is Specialized.
Yeah.
So
what do they ride? Yeah.
It's a flashy kind of
He
big mouth
may get
team. He's kind of fits
very
that
much
bill.
like
for the money wise. Think about it. Specialized would say, "Go to the States, help promote."
Yeah.
But here's your team.
Win every race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have a banner year last year, like the year before. They just kind of cleaned up. And
This year was
they still did well, but not like these.
Beckham coming to the MLS kind of a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Pure retirement league.
If there was a crit and if he shows up for Boise, I'd make a trip down there. Wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Go watch him race.
But
So
he
look at
needs
that.
to find a
I think
team
it's a
to go
good
to the
idea.
tour.
Let's not poo-poo Jackson Steele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find a team to go to the tour. But could this boost human powered health? I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
no, because they're not. Teams that are
Even for a
not
wild card.
World Tour, a wild card, they usually go to
Europe.
the host country has rights.
Yeah.
So and then they can pick I think a couple others. So.
Yeah. All right, continuing on in Garrett Thomas news, we have two big headlines for Garrett Thomas, and I'll let you guys decide which one is more important. He has indicated that he will return to the Giro d'Italia in 2023. I don't think that's a big... No, I was supposed to let you guys decide.
I don't think that's big.
he's going to the Giro. He posted that on social media, so that's the first one there. The second one is it appears that his trademark white Oakleys are no longer they're going to pass the way of the Dodo. Ineos is apparently going with a new eyewear sponsor called Sun God, which all riders will have to wear, and the classic white Oakleys are going away. What's the more important story? And if you say it's him riding the Giro, just leave.
It's 100% the
Paul's
Oakleys.
like,
It's 100%
I don't even wear sunglasses.
It's 100%
You don't.
the Oakleys.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, from that model of Oakley has been around since I had those back in 2010.
Yeah.
And he has worn them from then till now. There's like so many new models, and that guy still is committed to that one pair.
But I think they've changed model, though, haven't they?
It's the
but they've just
Jawbreaker.
always been white.
It's always the Jawbreaker.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same like outline, everything. It's the Jawbreaker. It's wild.
There's a Twitter account called Garrett Thomas's Glasses.
That's amazing.
It's a great glass, but a great account, and it's funny to follow. But that poor guy's just like, what the fuck am I going to do now? Talk to my wife?
Maybe that's why he's retiring. Well, screw it. I'll just have one more Grand Tour. I can't wear my glasses.
Yeah.
No, I've been hearing a little bit more of that brand here and there, but it's
What is the brand? This
Sun God.
Sun God.
Never.
Yeah, it's very much the same. At least the ones I've been seeing. Frame type is the Gooders that you and I wear. Dad.
the new ones.
Yeah, but
So we can agree that Gooder's still superior.
well, yeah.
For the price, I mean, when you're paying $200-300 for a pair of sunglasses, that just
Then you lose them in the bottom of the lake. I don't want to talk about it. Still too soon.
Your Jawbreakers in the bottom
Still
of the
too soon.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. So we're wrapping up to see quite an interesting Giro. Now that we know Remco Evenepoel is heading to the Giro, what are our thoughts on a Geraint Thomas in a Giro against a Remco Evenepoel? And be nice.
I think it depends on who else is going. Because so far we only do we really know about anybody else going? You know, like I feel like Remco and Geraint Thomas are the main leaders that we know of at the moment. And I imagine that UAE now will bring a pretty well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what they announce. But I mean, I think Geraint Thomas is a podium.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll win, especially from what we've seen from Remco over the past, ending months of the season. But
like Remco and him are kind of similar styles, right? Like, because Remco is like, what was the long climb they did where he just held his power and he pretty much caught everybody by the end, and then
I would describe it as not being a pure climber, and those TTE.
Right.
That's what is keeping Geraint out of the
done,
TT out of the tour, is that there aren't enough time trial kilometers.
Right. He he doesn't have the punchiness. He's Brad Wiggins.
Yeah.
He's every other climber that in the past, right?
Jan Ullrich was the same way.
Exactly.
Just grind all the way up.
grind.
Those little attacks from all the climbers, and pretty soon you just brought them back. They just blew themselves up.
Yeah. Miguel Indurain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see though from that, what was it, LBL that he won this last year?
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if he can produce an attack like that in a Grand Tour. Because I don't think Geraint Thomas has an attack where he can spin out his rear wheel.
Yeah.
So I think that is the
Jump
only
it.
quiver, or the
Yeah.
only arrow in Remco's quiver that Geraint doesn't have.
And can we equate that to youth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe it.
I think so, but I think uniquely, even Pogacar even said that he believes Remco could win the Tour de France. He's phenomenal. When he attacks, he doesn't think anybody can stay with him. He just doesn't know, his endurance level. So
God, I wish he was going to the Tour. I really wish he was going to the Tour, because I would love to see Vingegaard, Pogacar, and Remco.
you'll see
fight.
it next year, or the year following.
Yeah,
2024.
I would really like to see that.
We'd have to
I
get
think that would be
the
crazy.
wrestling "Are you ready to rumble" guy out there, at the start line.
Because those are like three best riders in the world right
I
now.
just don't think that. Like, I think that Quickstep needs another year to figure out their team that they're going to bring, because I don't think Remco can stack up to either one of those guys.
Yeah.
When it comes to like just next to one another.
Talk to me about Ineos, though. Are Ineos needing to rebuild with youth, or are we becoming a team of putting out to pasture?
I'm really interested to see where Tom Pidcock goes. I
You don't think he'll stay?
No, I don't. I think he'll stay.
Yeah.
But
so
I
much
don't.
money in that team.
I don't know if he'll stay a cross rider, and I don't know if he'll stay an opportunist type of rider. From the way that he's described how his own physical body type, but also the way that people have talked about him, he seems like he could be wanting to shape up more as a Grand Tour rider than just a one-dayer.
I think he actually said that last week or so, that he is going to aim for the Tour at some point.
Because he was also talking about the fact that his cyclocross strengths have weakened because he's not willing to put on the muscle power to be able to do what is needed in those cyclocross races. And that provides me with a wonderful segue into our next story. Cyclocross is coming. No, it's here. Weekend hosted a slew of cross with Wout van Aert showing the term throwing in the towel doesn't always mean giving up. I don't know if you guys watched Dublin this weekend.
Watched
Fucking, I actually, it's I think my second cyclocross race of the year, and I was like, what have I been missing? It's always this good. Why did I sound like a
Mickey Mouse?
little Mickey Mouse and a little, who was Don Knotts there? Andy!
Oh, who's the Charlie in the box?
Oh,
Charlie.
Nobody likes a Charlie in the box.
Yeah.
And here in the States, Claire Hunsinger and Curtis White took the U.S. National Stars and Stripes. Who watched what?
I watched Dublin.
Dublin?
Yeah, I didn't watch the
I did
U.S. National.
Can I guess why? Let me guess. It's because it was on flow bikes.
Oh, was it?
I think it was on flow bikes. USAC seems to be doing everything on flow bikes.
It's, to me, cross is kind of cool to watch. I have no interest, and even on the sideline. But when you watch Belgians and people from the Netherlands, I mean, the crowds are just, you can hear the crowds, and you can just feel. When you watch U.S. cross, it's like you see the only sound effect is shifting gears, squealing brakes, and the flapping ribbon that they have for the course.
They have more than that.
There's not much. There really isn't, compared to like drunk Belgians all over drinking beer, having fun. I mean, you don't even see the earth. They're just a trail, and they're leaning over the I mean, that kind of adds for my viewing pleasure, I'm saying. Not saying the quality of racing. It's just viewing. If I'm going to watch cross and the best thing is I can only handle an hour, so they're only an hour long.
Yeah.
That's true. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's really interesting the age that we live in. I didn't watch a single race. I knew all three.
You knew everything that was going on.
I knew everything that pretty much happened. So, I mean, I knew all about Wout's bike change where he had to go back and change a bike. I knew all that stuff. I didn't watch a second of it.
The women's race in Dublin was also amazing. I mean, like down to the wire. Dublin was for a race that they thought was going to be boring. People were talking about the course being just absolutely it's boring. But the weather kind of kicked in, and there was mud and sand, and it was just
frozen.
It was epic. It was a beautiful race to watch. Really justifies the fact that I don't want to race cyclocross.
Yeah.
Looks fucking miserable.
Yeah.
You could cross-country ski and feel just as trashy.
Yeah, right? But then go back and have a bowl of vegan pho.
Uh-huh.
You know what?
You walked through that door on your own volition.
Yeah.
I own it.
I do have to say that, and I do bash on flow bikes. I do bust their balls a little bit, but you know what? Hey, they're trying to do something, and they're trying to piece something together. So I should back off a little bit.
Especially in the world of Outside Magazine, where they're trying to kill all cycling things.
Yeah, and
poo-poo on them.
Yeah, Cycling Tips is fading fast.
Peloton magazine gone.
Peloton's
Velo News gone
out the door. Yeah,
Peloton is the biggest hit, I think.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
So, but I wish flow bikes could figure out their advertisements versus the people who are paying to subscribe. You know, there's last thing I want is the last 100 meters of a race, and then all of a sudden my screen shrinks so I can watch a fucking Little Caesars ad. But you know, they got to pay the bills, and I understand that. It's just, you know, time it a little better, guys. You know, I know it's probably on some just random interval or something like that. But you know, if you're gonna do it right. And so they're in their growing pains, and I just wish it would be better. I wish everything was better. Breaking the rules news: Matthew Van Der Poel has had his conviction for assault and subsequent fine overturned on appeal. What do you guys think of that, huh? Take that, you little shits running around playing ding and run.
Well, that's so crazy. I'm so surprised. It sounded like really not that big a deal when it happened, and I feel like tensions were heightened. It's Matthew Van Der Poel. It's their, you know, it's UCI World Championships Day. Let's put all those tensions onto some people. It's probably going to go a little bit out of hand.
Matthew went pretty high drama on this thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Can we all agree? It's like the pulling out of the race.
I didn't get any sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up all night.
Yeah, exactly.
And the police, it's like, well, now he can go back to Australia. Do you think he will? That's the question. Why would you?
Maybe
at this point, you know, for him,
to find those kids and finish the job.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Well, he's got enough money. He can put out a hit.
Yeah.
Like Kill Bill. He's just going to go back. He's got a list. He's just getting it. So that's the first in Breaking the Rules news. Second in Breaking the Rules news, Astana, Kazakhstan has announced last Monday that they have severed their contract with Colombian rider Miguel Angel Lopez after receiving new information about his ties to Dr. Marcos Maynard Marinho. However, the rider was quick to reject, saying the statement that there was no new facts that could justify such a decision. This doctor, by the way, arrested in May, charged with a crime against public health, drug trafficking, and money laundering. The team statement said new elements had discovered that it had shown that Lopez had a probable connection with Dr. Marcos Maynard. That's a big loss. It's a gigantic loss. Well, he's still got some bang in the back. Would you not agree, Jackson?
What has he done in the past year? What has he won?
Yeah.
And he's a diva.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done the same thing.
You just tied him to a doctor and throw him away.
I mean, he seemed like a lot of drama over the past while. And
Massive.
My only one's seeing the insane irony that Alexander Vinokurov is the guy who probably fired him.
Yeah.
Well, the fucking
times
was
have changed.
full of
Times have changed.
Jesus. All right, there we go.
Well, here's the thing. Now there's two Colombians that are kind of in the hot water.
Quintana, yeah.
No.
So there was
Nairo. I don't know about that one as much, but
well, I mean,
same doctor.
no, but he has a drug that was banned in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So, and both A and B were positive.
Yeah.
So, and it's enough where no one wants to touch it. So we don't get all the news, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's, I'm not saying that all Colombians are dirty, but there's a guy I used to train with. He was the Belizean national champion. He went to college here at Gonzaga to become an engineer, and he works for now the government of Belize. His name is Roque. That's his. And Roque said when he raced down in South America and stuff, he said the Colombians. Granted, this is in the 80s and the 90s, so drugs were running rapid. He was telling me in his accent, he goes, they have those 6-shooters, but they're not guns. They're drugs.
Really?
Yeah, he says everybody knew they had suitcases of drugs, and that's...
Wow.
But everybody, all the Central Americans...
So you're not saying they're all dopers, but you're saying...
No, but at that time, so...
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying it's kind of interesting at the time that from the 80s and 90s, and now... Right now, the problem children, it seemed to be Colombians again. So, and it seems to be. I'm not bashing Colombia.
No,
because they have a clean history with drugs.
Their fucking coffee's great.
It is
fucking my favorite coffee in the world, and I am a coffee snob. And I roasted for fucking 10 years, so don't give me shit. No, I love their coffee.
And their cocaine.
Damn right. Delicious.
I just like getting jacked up there all the time.
This is a joke. We have to say.
Yeah,
this is a joke.
This is all a joke. Yeah, we have to say that now, don't we?
We do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, why do we have to say that?
Next topic, Hitler. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This is a
we
joke.
already covered
This is
that.
a joke. This is a joke.
Already covered his mustache.
So yeah, I've always had a problem with sauna. They just seem like there's something going on all the time, and from not paying their riders to some of the riders who've been on the team. There's been some amazing riders who've ridden for that team. So it just seems sketchy as hell. But name another activity that you can get fired for your doctor.
I mean, if you're getting cocaine,
No, I'm just saying, it's like I'm on this podcast and I went to see my regular doctor for a checkup, and he's like, no, bad doctor.
I think that covers all sports, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Any connection to a bad doctor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that landed on deaf ears. So let's get to tonight's topic, brought to you by our friends at Athletic Brewing. You guys, non-alcoholic brews for great flavor and a clear head, not to mention low calories. That's right, I'm talking to myself. I am talking to myself. I wrote that note to myself. Clear head. Use the link at packfiller.com. Our topic tonight is factor bullcrap, and this was Sam's idea, and I love this one. Our sport is full of opinions and a good dose of bullshit. Sorry, Sam, there's another swear word, so your parents are keeping track.
They're counting.
They are. This is God, that guy's going to hell. We've all heard them, and some of us refuse to believe otherwise. Could we at all? I'm looking at you, Paul. Let's break down some of the concepts, ideas, traditions, and flat-out insanity that surrounds our sport and try to come to some consensus. So our assignment for today was to come up with a theory, an idea, a premise, a tradition that surrounds the sport. That are we going to call it factor bullcrap? Now, we don't have any medical degrees here. Well, Sam's a bike fit guy, but you're the closest to the doctor here, Sam. Yeah,
not medical.
Yeah.
Do you have a medical degree?
No.
Tell me why my
PT
shoulders.
assistant.
His brother
license.
does.
Yep.
By proxy.
He knows.
Yeah. It's a
He's
genetic
way
thing.
smarter than me.
So, for example, I'll throw one out there. There was a long time it was believed that you should not have sex before a bike race, a night before a bike race.
That is a myth.
You're not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Fact or crap? Who understands? I don't know if I want to get into too much detail. My son's in the room. about sex before a bike race, and could it?
That's why it
ruin
took
your next day?
so long after marriage before you had the kid.
It is because I was bracing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll be the first to hop on this, and I'm going to blame it on Sam. So Sam hopped on that way too quickly for us to not think that it's for us to think that it's bad.
Bullshit?
Yeah,
You think it's bullshit?
I think it is because
You're spending energy.
and I'm not calling you out here, but you were on it fast.
Because
that is foreplay or something, maybe. I don't know.
That's something that, even when I was in college, this teammate that I had was like, oh yeah, my wrestling coach was just super adamant in high school, you guys better not be having sex before your match because you lose all your testosterone and all that. It's it's not true. It's not true. False.
Yeah, I feel like
That's false?
it has to be false.
Paul.
I have a story.
I want to know.
I always, in my years, massive years of riding with different groups of people.
Yeah.
Paul has two children, by the way.
Yes. And I have to say, all these groups of people, and through time, I always knew on group rides, training rides.
Who got laid?
No. Well, kind of.
Oh.
Especially new relationships. I knew the guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but a guy who's been in the studio. He's a good friend of ours, and he's married to her now. But we were out on a ride, and he's like, God, I'm just dying. And I just called him out on it. And he's like, dude, you're right. And I said, I know. I've been calling people out for the last 25 years. Yeah. I'm not...
You're like the horse whisperer guys that have had their...
Well, I'm not a talented writer, but I keep notes and watching. He normally doesn't fly.
You can
you
smell
know,
it in
yeah,
the water, can't you?
yeah, that's right. Boy, you're chamois. Woo!
Oh my god! You win for getting like the
It's
best.
just a random
That's
one.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I always know, at least on training rides and races, I don't,
Yeah.
you know, because we're usually away from our wigs at that point in time, or wags, I should say, wags.
Yeah.
So, you know, as an amateur, not
Yeah.
too many people travel to races with their wives. And it's pretty.
Sean
pretty
Kelly.
rare.
Sean Kelly was a firm believer in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a story about that one too. You heard
Greg
about-
LeMond thought it was bullshit.
I don't believe it.
and he has a lot of kids.
Greg? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he has like 4, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
Careful.
They're all. Jackson's
You said
still in the room.
I only have sex on days that end in a Y. No, no, it is definitely one of those things. It's like usually I'm just like I gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, because I gotta eat 2 hours before the race and all that stuff, and I'm all tense, and looking for where's my goddamn left shoe cover, you know, or something like that. And I'm just I'm not a pleasant person, so I wouldn't want to have sex with me. So I guess by default it won't happen anyway. But I do remember the rule. And it makes sense. I was also told not to shave your legs before a race.
See, I did.
I've heard that too.
Because it takes energy from your body.
I shaved my legs before.
Such bullshit.
I shaved my legs before the RC3 last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at that one.
God, fresh shave.
Before the road race? Because you cramped.
No, I don't even. I think it was both days.
Oh, he was clean.
You shaved every day.
Well, for those two, you gotta look clean if you're gonna be on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good picture.
It
That's
is.
a really good picture. Okay, anybody got one?
Oh yeah. Okay. I am going with cyclists don't have to stop at stop signs in Washington.
That is correct. That is true.
True?
It's a true code.
I'm going
for the
with
state of
I'm
Washington.
going with fact because it is a rolling stop. I think you have to slow down.
Yes, you have to yield.
But you don't have to. We used to call it the Idaho stop.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson.
Yeah, it is with stipulations, like we just said.
Yeah.
True. Yep. It is. They don't have to stop. It's a yield sign.
It's
So they're the
RCW
fifth one to.
19.2.
God, you are a nerd.
Wow.
No.
But the problem is how many drivers are going to understand that and agree with it and
Oh, yeah.
plow through it and fucking wipe you out. Yeah.
Well, the thing is we're not Washington drivers, or most drivers around, don't even know the law on
No.
bicycles.
A lot
That's
of
the
cops
thing.
don't.
Mhm.
Exactly right.
You know the first state though. It's funny you bring up Idaho.
Idaho.
Uh-huh.
First state
They have rolling stops. Yeah.
was Idaho for
Really?
bikes.
Because we always
They made
called
it
it
legal.
I always called it the Idaho
Yeah.
stop.
I call it California.
I call it
California stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
got pulled over in California for doing a California stop
Yeah,
on my
because-
bike.
did you tell
Down
me
in
it's
San
a Cal-
Diego.
Well, it's not legal there.
No.
I know it
No.
wasn't. It was
Yeah.
on Highway 1
Right now, I looked it up. It's Idaho, Delaware, Arkansas. God, I mean, why? Like these are like
Delaware.
the right.
Stop! There's a tumbleweed coming through.
But like Oregon and Washington, those were
Yeah.
like the obvious ones. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Arkansas
That's a
is
surprising
becoming quite a bicycle state. Though.
Huh,
They
okay.
want to be.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
I mean,
where
those
Wally
were all
World came
within
from.
the last like few years. Like Washington was 2020, 2019.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
No, that 2020. Okay. Somewhere in there.
Who else has a factor crap? Oh, Jackson's got one.
Cyclists don't pay taxes.
That's a
As
good
somebody who went through TurboTax last year, we do in fact pay taxes.
Yeah.
one. You own a
Because
home,
I
you
work.
pay taxes.
That's the number one
They
thing you
think-
hear on the road too. When somebody comes, you know, like I've had several confrontational events with a car, and they're always like, "You don't even pay taxes for these roads," and it's like, I definitely do. I have 2 cars parked at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just not in them right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You twat.
You twat waffle.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Paul, you got one?
That's your 13th one.
My 13th
Swearing.
profanity?
Yeah.
You've been
Fucking
counting.
right, man.
No, I'm just joking.
This is my time.
I know.
It's either watching the news or with a microphone.
And I
So
hate to hear the profanity coming out of your mouth during the news.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go
And
again.
the worst is that
That's
the Cycling Legends podcast that I do with those guys. It's
Uh-huh.
like they don't drop any F-bombs. They
No.
occasionally they say it's okay to, but I'm just like letting them fly. Like, you know, the mic's on, so I let them fly,
Yeah.
and they're just like,
Hey, Pat, turn it
there's
back.
usually a little pause. It's like, I'm not fucking American.
Mhm.
You got one?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I got several.
Oh, I got one too.
I'm stealing this from Sam. If you can't ride for at least an hour or 20 miles, it's pretty much a waste. Anything less than
Dibs
20
on
miles or
first.
an hour is a waste of time, Sam.
True. You're a little bitch if you do less.
That's on the road, though.
20 miles.
But what do you do
Come
on a trainer? Anybody go for just an hour on the trainer?
Yeah, that cover 20 miles.
I go for 20 minutes on the trainer sometimes.
What? Why?
That's because like at 760 watts, you only have to do it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's doing 20 miles to 760
you
watts.
savage.
Just holy shit!
Well, how about you guys work with preschoolers for a day?
Yeah.
And then you can really want to work out for an
But
hour.
I'm exhausted working with people.
Do you work with 5-year-olds?
Mentally,
I do
yeah.
sometimes.
So does your mother. She's a mortgage officer.
Do you work with real 5-year-olds?
Your mother does. Mentally.
You
I'm
can
not
never.
giving this one up, man. Adults are shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Paul,
like people.
less than 20 miles or an hour? Yes.
I would say it depends. I think there was times where I has in the past I just commuted in the days that I had off. I just trained and I had a successful year. And
Yeah.
my commute time was probably less than 20 minutes or so. It was 8 miles in a day.
Not a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a ride,
Not a
but
ride.
it kept me fit. So what's your point? I
Not
mean,
a
to
ride.
me, it's like because I've overtrained so many times, and everybody gets fixated on numbers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
See how you did that right?
Yeah.
I agree with Paul
Yep.
because, not to brag, but who's the only one that won here?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
And I
Hey,
did
I
a
won
lot
the
of
chase.
those last
Who's the
year.
only
I
one that
won
won a
the-
150-mile ride?
I
Who's
won a
the one
100-mile
who-
ride. Technically.
Yeah. Who's the one who helped a
Who's
lot
the
to
pulled the
win?
person to the finish line?
You know what? Jackson's the
Dad, are you
nicest.
crying? Go ahead. Cross the line first.
Jackson's the nicest person in the world because he towed my ass those last 20 miles. It's like,
And then he just
are you
pulls
okay?
off.
Are you okay? No! I'm not okay. Okay, I'll slow down, Dad. What a fucking loser. That's what he was saying to himself the whole time.
That whole
God, I
ride,
hope I got this trait from Mom.
that whole ride deserves a whole conversation.
That's amazing.
I have a hard time with rides under an hour. I do, always have. If I get on the trainer, it's got to be an hour. Even if my workout says it's only like 39 or 40 minutes, I will stay on the trainer until I hit an hour. I won't do it.
I think 45 is a hard stop for me.
Really?
A minimum 45.
Yeah.
Like we did a 20 and I was like, I just warmed up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we going to my list still? Apparently.
No,
Yeah.
I got.
Oh, you got
Also,
one. You got one. Good.
Man, which one? Okay. This is in my category. Cycling enhances both muscle and bone density.
Incorrect. It does not affect your bone. Everybody used to think running was
Because
a
it's
good thing.
non-impact?
That's a fallacy.
Is it?
Yeah,
is
pressure
it but does
and
it help
stuff.
because it's non-impact?
The thing is
So I don't know the answer
Is-
to this
it-
one.
there's a new study that's came out, and the problem with osteoporosis and stuff is because of the diet that cyclists have and not the activity.
As somebody who graduated from school a year ago, I did cheat.
Did you?
So
I need some kind
I'm
of
not
a
gonna
quiz
give the
theme
answer.
in the background. I need some quiz theme in the background. You know,
Yeah,
it's like think about it for a second.
Think about it, everybody.
Everybody,
You've got a
Final
few more
answer.
seconds. This sounds like something
No,
Jackson would do at school.
let's let the preschooler kind of narrate what
well. Oh wait, am I?
your teacher.
you're
Okay, kids.
There we
okay,
go.
No. Okay, friends.
Okay, friends. Shut
I'm
up.
gonna ask you a question. All right, are we listening? Does cycling improve bone density I would like answers now, please.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
You have to do that all day long?
Yeah.
I would be exhausted too.
Yeah.
20
Oh,
minutes is
kidding.
plenty.
I'd be full of rage.
Yeah.
I would hit whatever
but it's
was.
so fun.
No.
No,
It is.
No.
So
It's false. Yeah,
It
because
does
bone
not.
density. So there's a lot of studies that show like juniors that have like grown up with cycling being their sport, have issues with bone density as they grow. But that being said, you did a lot of other
Hi,
things.
3
still
o'clock
that
in the
development.
morning.
Yeah.
Just drink a lot of milk.
Before you go to bed at night, and vitamin D.
Yeah.
That helps. And vitamin C.
I'm doing the glucosamine and chondroitin, or
That'll work.
glucosamine and chondroitin.
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
That's
Well, it's
osteobiflex.
joint, but-
I'm now to the point where I'm like going, fuck. The commercials on the news
Are affecting
are
your-
talking to me.
Honey, I need more Centrum.
You got joint problems? Yes.
Yes. But yeah, anyway, that is false. It does help with muscle development, but it does not help with bone density.
Shit.
No Wolf's Law there.
Fuck. I got one. Beer as a recovery drink.
False. No way.
Cider.
It's false.
No, it is fine to a minimum because there is vitamin B.
4 beers.
No.
You're not 4 times recovery.
One's okay. One, like 11.2 ounces, which you'd have in Europe. And the Belgian beers, the yeast itself, it's designed. The yeast, because they're live. They're
It's a probiotic. Is that what we're going with? No.
Hey, I
the
agree with
yeast
Paul.
carries B12 and B6.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that's depleted and it helps to give you energy.
Sam, you lose. He used
Yeah.
numbers. He said 12.
I'm
and
not saying
6.
getting drunk on it, but one of the best ones is a Hefeweizen because, it is like thick on the bottom of it.
But if we're actually talking like physiology, alcohol is a poison to your body, and so your body.
We've already clarified. None of us are doctors.
Okay, cool.
It's
So
not-
we're going
No, I'm good. I'm glad.
He's the closest one.
As long as we like all agreed on this, like it's what we believe.
To quote Mr. S. Squarepants, it's not good for your body, it's good for your soul.
Of course, I'm joking. It is not. No one
Fuck,
take me
really?
seriously.
Damn it,
No.
your argument was brilliant.
And he's over here just eating it up like, yeah,
Fuck,
I agree
I
with
was
him.
on
I agree with
board.
him.
Come on.
It's a pitcher, right, Paul?
My world is collapsing. So you're telling me
You're
this?
the one for the last 10 years, Paul. You told me this is good.
I got a
You
good one.
sit on a throne of lies.
I'm not suffering, or if I'm not suffering, I'm not training hard enough.
That's bullshit. I'm
Yeah.
going with that. That's bullshit. You know what? I understand that people are onto the new terminology, but if I see another person on Twitter or social media going, Zone 1, Zone 2, man, Zone 1, Zone 2, I'm like, fuck off. Just quit telling me about your writing. I'm getting emotional here. Paul lied to me about the alcohol thing. I'm really pissed off. So fuck the Zone 1, Zone 2. How many fuck bombs have I thrown out?
I don't know.
I'm at least...
I think Sam's parents are just tuned
My
out
parents
right
have
now.
quit
Yeah.
or their heads have exploded.
Yeah.
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 They call up their priest. We need to go to confession.
Yeah, exactly. Set an
Burn
hour
some
aside for
sage
Sam.
in the rim
Yeah.
break bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I now that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's true.
No.
It's true. Yeah, you gotta hit high intensity.
Uh-huh.
If you want to be fast. Like, I
but
mean, it depends on what
but
you're
not
going for.
just that. I'm talking about the people who are just like going out and going hard all the time,
No, yeah.
hitting 760
You have-
watts every time.
But
they
I
get on
mean-
the bike.
Yeah.
760.
Like, it's just
That's
that
what I
if
said.
you
No,
don't,
that's
if you're just doing that, like, basic stuff all the time,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna be making gains on your.
Low and slow makes a really boring joke.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
made that up.
That's a good one. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try with that.
I have one. Our bikes cost more than our cars.
That's,
Oh, God.
That's
Fuck
true.
that. No.
If I had to
You're
buy
right.
a new one,
Oh,
My
you
bike
have
does
nice
not-
cars. You're an adult. All right? Jackson and I over here, it's different.
How much is your car? Let's say how much your car. If you were to go out and buy a new
you
car.
have a new Subaru.
It's a 2012.
Mine's a 2001. Get on my level.
Well, I will say that my fiance.
Paul's like, fuck you both. You're bringing back my PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My car is dead. Thanks. Buttholes.
My fiance purchased a vehicle last year, and my bike does in fact cost more. My road bike does in fact cost more than her car.
Wow.
It does not.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
My bikes cost more than both of our cars. Almost both of our cars combined. I mean, current inflation is wacky on cars.
We have a 2012 because my other one's dead.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain that story again?
No, we can't.
Too soon.
Yeah.
It's too
That's
soon.
right. You just want to... The scar tissue's just starting to form over, and I don't need
We don't want to go back there.
These are great. These are
Sad.
great myths.
Sad days.
They're bringing up some rough memories.
Yeah,
though.
they are.
Yeah. Well.
But it is... If I had to replace mine with SRAM Red, which
Yeah.
would be 12, with fucking disc brakes, and I'm trying to catch up with him, and the swearing thing. And so
You're good.
I would be pushing it.
I gave you a buck.
It would probably be pushing, but our car, who we've owned brand new, which we've owned brand new, only has 36,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's probably worth more than
the bike.
the bike.
Yeah. See, I'm that way. I think both of my cars are still worth.
You have a Mini
more.
and a
RV.
Volkswagen
And a-
Touareg. Touareg. But that the Touareg only has like 50,000 miles on it. It's
Yeah.
fucking ready to rock.
yeah.
In the RV, Jesus Christ, I could buy a lot of bikes
Yeah.
Mhm.
for what I owe the bank.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Most crashes happen only on your left side because that's where your heart is.
Oh, Eddie B.
Eddie B?
Mm-hmm.
Most crashes only happen on your left
Incorrect. Totally incorrect.
side.
I got a banged up right side.
all my scars are on my right side.
Yeah.
Look at my forearm. That was on my right
Really?
side.
My
Everything.
left had most of the scars.
Mine's all
My-
right.
You got a big heart.
My
I do.
worst crash.
It grew 2 sizes that day.
My worst crash was, I guess,
The car.
what, July? Yeah. And that was my
Right or
left
left
side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah!
Was it?
A big heart. Just
Yeah.
wow.
It was left.
That's your right. Just say you know.
I know.
Well,
but
I know.
just
I was
look on
checking.
that.
Yeah.
I have a couple more. You ready?
Yeah.
One of them is a joke, and I'll let you guys decide which one is the joke. Eddie Merckx could compete with today's riders. If
That's
Eddie
the
Merckx
joke.
Was today.
That's
it's not.
gotta be the joke.
In his current condition?
And no, if Eddie Merckx was in his 20s today, he could compete with current riders.
It depends on how we're talking.
Or Eddie Merckx in his prime in the day could compete with today's.
But with all the modern stuff.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
That guy was.
Yep.
Mentally, he was in the fucking dance, and
Yeah.
he could have done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's his screen. Oh
and
my
his,
God!
And his physical ability
People are
was
going to
proven.
start hating you on the show. Finally,
And that's fine.
Finally,
But
You
let
might
me
drop
say
it
one
up
more
on
thing
the show.
before you say.
Yeah, okay.
His hour record stood for, what is it, 30 years?
Yeah.
And that's...
Was it Brad Wiggins that beat it, or was
No, it was Boardman.
No, but that didn't end up counting because he did the
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
No, this was before. He did a record before Superman.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And same with
Graham
Obrey.
Aubrey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Those
Tony
two guys.
Rominger.
But they had
and-
technology, but on a standard bike, that's why
And Durain,
the
I think, broke
UCI
one, too.
decided to say, okay, there's the Eddie Merckx style.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna lie.
That guy
They
was
should
an animal.
suit those people up on an old Eddie Merckx.
it would
bike.
never touch his record.
No.
Think
That
about it.
would be incredible. to
49
see.
kilometers an hour, I think. Wasn't
Yeah,
his record
yeah.
49 over 49 kilometers an hour on the standard track bike? No,
That's
I don't.
insane. It's steel frame.
Still frame. Anyway, go ahead.
Jackson, would you
go ahead.
like to
You're wrong.
comment on this
Yeah.
topic?
I think that it is almost, in my opinion, it is like saying, who is better, Pele or Messi? It's
Pele.
well, it's all.
Did you see
Oh my
Messi
God.
today?
Yeah, I did.
Don't.
He
I didn't
hasn't
see
seen
it yet.
it.
I had to work.
Oh, it was a terrible
Yep.
game.
It
You're not
was
gonna
bad.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is that
Don't.
it is like it is so irrelevant to compare the two ages, I think. However, if
this
we
is a podcast
listen,
and we bring up stupid topics to talk about.
Listen, friends.
All right. Mr. Jackson has the conch.
Thank you. I think that riders are so much more specialized.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, but you think that anybody could go up against him, even, like, let's just say he was definitely a classics, like, superstar. You think there's classics people that could beat him?
I think that people now hone technology to a point where it becomes a different game altogether.
It's become too specialized.
He would be such a purist that it would almost become his disadvantage to be that type of rider.
You're right. It's become too specialized with guys like no. It's become too specialized. You know, for example, Wout van Aert. You know, he's not. He's specializing. He's only picking a specific part of the year. Oh no, fuck! He's winning all year long.
Tell me the last Grand Tour he won.
Okay,
yeah, but
Pogacar's won. That's my argument. Yeah, Pogacar's won. He's won a monument. He's won some classics. He does one days. He's done worlds. He's finished in the podium. He's the closest guy to Merckx in my lifetime.
Did Merckx win Roubaix?
Yeah. Yes, he did several times. 2 times.
Well, I guess Pogacar didn't race it, but I don't think Pogacar's winning that.
I bet if he wanted to, he could because he can.
He won the gravel.
He won the Strade Bianca.
Yeah.
He won.
Those two
Lombardia.
races.
But, like, okay.
Jackson's being the curmudgeon.
I
find
you know what? I agree with what you're saying, but
the world is spinning
because it's the classic scenario of, like, where we think that their generation doesn't relate to ours because it's specializing. In your generation, things were still specializing. You still had people that were, like, focusing on Grand Tours versus focusing on, like, classics. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. Because in the early years of my fascination with bike racing, it was a cyclist started at the beginning of the season and they rode all the way through.
They did all the races.
You had riders who won 2 Grand Tours in a year. Yep. Stephen Roche was the last I remember who won the Triple Crown. He won the Giro, the Tour, and the Worlds.
Right.
And I don't know if that's possible anymore.
Totally, but I'm just saying that, like, the level has risen for, but I think that a lot of that has come from the technology of the bikes. I don't think that it's necessarily just that the riders have gotten more specialized, because I think that Eddie Merckx would definitely do well.
I think diet too is a huge. Nutrition is a major thing.
We talk about Voldemort and how he created his life to focus specifically on those 3 weeks in July, and that was, I think, that generation was the time. You're laughing at that. I won't refer to it by name.
It's great.
But I think there was a time period where riders used to ride all season, and then it became, I'm focusing on this time period, or the spring classics, or the classics riders could focus on the spring classics and then the fall classics, and then they could take the Grand Tour season off. Peter Sagan was kind of one of those floaters, though. He's still riding, but yeah.
And I'm not saying that he'd be some schlump now. I just don't think he would have done back then what he would. I don't think he would do that now.
He wouldn't have 435 victories.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that.
He would be in the similar vein of Tadej Pogacar.
But I think he could have. Yeah, I think so. I would put those pretty close. I think he would, in my opinion, would be a little more victories in the classics. But I'm looking forward, because there should be some time with Pogacar. I think we're going to be surprised outside of the Tour.
Yeah.
I know that's the show. That's what his sponsors and everybody wants. But I think he wants to do a lot more. And I think they say, go ahead and have it, but you can't affect the Tour.
He's doing Flanders.
Yeah. Well, he should have had second or even one, but he talked that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask one other one.
Okay.
Higher tire pressure is faster. Okay.
Oh,
and then
no.
front and rear tires should run about the same pressure.
Oh no!
Twofer.
I'm so bad at this.
I want to know
what
your philosophy are.
I'm so bad at this.
So
the science has proven one specific way,
and I know I'm wrong.
I am pretty sure this is how it goes. That the science has proven that lower tire pressures are technically faster, and that higher pressures are slower, and that you don't actually need them to be a specific, like exactly the same.
No.
And I'm pretty sure that is it the rear that's lower?
No.
Higher. It's the rear that's higher, yeah, because you're putting more pressure on that one than you are the front.
Doesn't make sense.
This guy
No.
over here.
To me, here's the caveat.
Tell
It
me the old
depends.
school.
I
No.
don't understand.
I thought this would break some people, which is why I really wanted to ask this.
What they're finding out is depending on the width of the tire. So that is a huge thing.
Yep.
So if you're running a 25, higher pressure is better than lower pressure. You start getting to the wider tire, then lower pressure is better than higher pressure.
I think it's up to 23 is where like higher pressure is.
Even 25 saw a recent one.
Okay.
28 could, depending on the terrain. You're starting now. It depends. If you get a smooth terrain, higher pressure. If you can guarantee that, but you start getting, all this is important. You need to know this.
This is how you win state next year, Pat.
Yeah.
I might need a moment.
My brain. It
Tell me
hurts.
your tire pressure on a normal day.
Yeah.
100 pounds.
Oh.
100 psi.
I have never put
you're
100 pounds in my bike, even from
You know why?
1985.
You know why I put 100 pounds in? Because I did in the 80s.
You are the epitome of what I deal with on a daily basis.
You
Well,
should never ride tubeless.
No,
at
no,
100
no.
pounds,
No.
never.
No, I don't do that with
Yeah.
tubeless. No, I
And you
put,
don't
like-
ride tubeless, so you're safe.
Yeah, I do.
Do you do that front and rear?
Bike. Yeah.
Really? You do? That's insane.
You know what?
100
I've lost all street cred apparently right now.
Yeah.
Because this bothers me.
Why?
This bothers the fuck out of me. Because a spongy tire, to me, is a flat tire, which means you're going slower, which means it's slagging. It's like that. I'm trying to think of an analogy here. You know, just sleeping on a soft pillow. It's just like, it's like riding through sand. It's like riding through sand.
Okay.
I associate it with that a soft tire is slower because you have more rolling resistance. It's a bigger surface area, and it's going to cause you to go slower.
You're forgetting one.
What am I? No,
One
seriously.
It deals with physics.
What do I don't
It's
understand?
called, what's it, stanchion
In displacement.
and
yeah.
displacement. So what
Explain
happens?
it to me like I'm dumb.
Okay.
Because
So
I
explain
am.
it to me like I'm
'Cause-
10. No, Oscar. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, please.
We'll have to have him. I'll write it down, and then he'll tell
No,
you.
I'm serious. Explain it to me like I'm an idiot.
Okay, what happens at high pressure on rough roads? The loss of traction is the loss of moving forward. So all that energy is lost and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing.
Sure.
So you start, for around here we have chip seal. And that's why I've always ran about, well, I wouldn't put it in bars because no one will know, but
Yeah.
it's around 88 pounds. I've always raced on 88 pounds on my
So you're
my
talking
tires.
12
Front
pounds.
and rear.
Front and rear.
12 pounds PSI. Is that much of a difference?
It's like. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
If you look at the contact of the tire, and I learned this when I was in the bike industry, and I actually set in with, this is in the 90s where it was all about high tire pressure. And everybody wanted the highest, and Continental had like a 435 bursting rate on their casing. And everybody's like, I gotta have that. I need to put 160 with triathletes and stuff. They're putting a massive pressure in there. And Continental, even at the time back then, in this conference, said, "Don't do that." And they explained this whole thing way back then, 30 years ago. So,
But what if I'm not riding rough roads? What if I don't have to worry about?
Are you riding on perfectly smooth, like
Like this?
Yeah, like asphalt.
I'm not
like
riding
this.
on this, but I'm not riding on.
If you're not riding
shite.
on a track, it's because we're talking like micro things, right? Like chip seal, like that's overall, like most of the roads in Spokane, unless they're freshly chip sealed, they're not that bad, right? But we're talking like every little bump, you're losing power. Every tiny little bump. Oh yeah, and then also let's talk bike fit for the moment there.
Jackson didn't even give me a
Sorry, Dad.
sympathizing look. He just looked like going, "You're
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
You're a fucking idiot, Dad."
Yeah. But like,
Oh, there's another one.
He's just saying change.
Change.
But like with bike fit, driving into that is the fact that like if it's lower tire pressure, you're also absorbing a little bit of that shock that you're having the whole time too. Take some pressure off your hands and your low back.
Oh, and my shoulders?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and I'll take it just a little bit more on the boring side. The
Please do. It's an entertainment.
Let's try
there is
Let's try this out.
there is a reason why wider tires are on modern bikes more important because, and this is a proven fact, and disc brakes frames have to be more rigid because of the braking force. So to absorb some of that, you have to run a wider tire and lower pressure. Otherwise, you're just going to beat the hell out of it. It'd be riding a Cannondale on 19-centimeter tires. and that is the whole thing. I mean, disc brake wheels are our wheels when we build them, back in the 80s, they were designed to flex a little bit. And
Same with the
and
forks.
now, and the forks, everything was designed, that was our compliance. The disc brakes, you can't allow that because you're going to have breakage.
Hey,
So-
everybody. Just
Sorry.
everybody. I was.
You made me
playing-
geek out.
No, I was playing devil's advocate here. I knew what I was talking about. I only run about 14 pounds. Fresh.
14 pounds.
We're running out of time, but my joke one was that disc brakes are just a money grab for the bike industry.
Oh, that's true.
That is very freaking true.
Joke.
No.
Stupid joke.
Before we got 2 segments left to go, and they're gonna have to go quick. Before we finish, let's check in with Sam for another quick tips with Bike Fit Sam, brought to you by Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit, you guys. AmbassadorCycling.com, and that's where we need to go. Sam, talk to us.
Yeah, so, just did a bike fit today that was very relevant to this. Like, talking 4.5 of saddle. So, somebody came in, had some knee pain, and front of the knee, their seat was shoved all the way forward. So, best way, put your saddle on there. If we have the right seat height, which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But, saddle 4.5, you should be able to drop a plumb bob. Look that up, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
I know,
It's
it's
your-
laser.
Laser.
Yeah.
A rock on the end of a rope.
Yeah.
For fuck's
They've
sake.
been using
Yeah.
the Egyptians used it even before then.
Yeah.
And it never lies, not like a laser does. Anyway,
Never.
go ahead.
And so
Christ.
drop it down right from the front of your knee. Should line up in the middle of the pedal.
Sorry. Let Sam complete.
Sam's never gonna finish these.
I'm never gonna finish these. That's the best part. But anyway, knee should drop down straight in front of the pedal,
Yeah.
or pedal spindle. Sorry, and then that will give you your correct 4.5. Otherwise, we get some shearing on the tibia femur, which I'm trying to break down. Let's see, your knee bone and your thigh bone,
Connected to
To
the
your-
hip bone.
Jackson, you've had some knee, especially patellar kind of area, things like that. I don't.
Was it the front of the knee?
Fore aft, yeah.
Yeah. And so a lot of the time that is because the seat is too far forward. I mean, I would challenge you, just give it a ride where you like try bumping it back. Like, I mean, we're talking like 5 mil, like just a tiny bit.
So, Bike Fit Sam, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there a condition that happens if you're too far back?
Yep. So then that's the back of the knee. So
You're asking for a friend, Paul?
Yeah.
No, I think it's interesting. You can determine. Usually that's you're going to see the same side.
You're the most
Totally.
stretched out man on a bicycle on the
Yeah,
road.
but
Oh,
he
gosh.
put a plumb bob down, and I was lined up.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And so if you are, God, yeah, you're a mess. Okay. Anyway,
but I'm limber.
Emotional.
you are limber,
Yeah.
Emotional.
especially for a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's not 60 yet.
almost. He's
Yeah,
close enough.
less than about a month.
Yeah, he's close enough. So, but like, if you are
Fucking go
too
there,
far,
Sam.
if you're too
He's
far,
not 60 yet.
anything above 55, is
Rage
60.
against the dying of the light!
You're what? Oh, I know exactly how old you are.
Jackson,
Add 30 years.
I will mute your ass.
I'm 23, folks.
Add 30.
Yep.
Add 30.
So, really quick synopsis is: if the seat is too far forward, you're gonna have pain on the front of the knee. If the seat is too far back, you're gonna have pain on the back of the knee, and then we have like medial lateral pain as well. It'll happen.
I honestly applaud you for powering on, because this is really fucking good information. But I also love the fact that we're going to fuck it up at every attempt possible. But Sam still gets the information through.
Yeah.
He's like
We're
the,
trying.
he's like
We're
the
trying.
fucking postal service over here. He's just like,
It's 26, by the way.
motherfucker.
It's 27.
I apparently love to swear. It's my thing. I can't do it all day. I do it. I'm fucked up.
28.
Yeah. It's way more than that.
I'm sure.
Way more than that. If somebody counts the F-bombs, just not the
No
shit.
swear words.
Not the shits and the
that's
twats and
two
stuff
more.
like
That's
that.
30.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, if somebody counts all the profanity and damn doesn't count.
Shit, ass, fuck, damn.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Well,
that
if
matter.
you're going George
Count.
Carlin,
Obviously, his
cocksucker
parents,
motherfucker.
the parents are the ones scoring us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So
you go, let's
if
let them
somebody,
count.
if
Yeah.
somebody gets the total amount, I will send them a sticker pack. I
Yeah.
will do that tonight. I will
There
do
you
that.
go.
So lastly, let's go after all my profanity. It's Christmas gift time, you guys. We're almost there. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Jackson and I are going a little retro. We're wearing our old school ones that I gave out about 3 years ago. I think it was
2 years.
2 years ago.
Was it 2?
Yep.
And then and Sam's fits. Yours fits.
It does. It works really well. I'm gonna rep this thing hard.
Paul and I have decided that his looks like a hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's you don't have as broad and manly as shoulders.
Well, actually, mine's smaller than yours, and I kind of swimming. I think you need to lose some weight. That was one of your questions that we never got to. But
Fat shaming.
yeah.
No, I have no problem with it.
Oh yeah,
I'll still beat him up clean.
I fat shame myself every morning, and between 3
Not
and 4
good
a.m.
enough.
No, I'm just like, God, dude, you gotta start. Fucking right. It's faster.
This is such a
36.
problem.
This. You want 10 seconds in my head, dude. Everybody's faster than you. You gotta get your shit together. Podcasting, Lance is like 4 steps.
Yeah, you
ahead.
got to stop. I don't like your head.
You gotta get into there, man.
This is a nightmare.
What's your download like? Man, you gotta do this shit.
There are
This is how you
mental
live every
health
day.
experts.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's find a counselor.
This is my therapy.
Yeah.
Fuckers. See? 41. So we were looking at Christmas gifts. God, I'm all over the place. But I'm enjoying the hell out of myself, so that's all that matters. Gifts for the cyclist under $300. Gifts for under $300. Notice we're going up in price range this time. And I'm looking at Paul, reached into his crotch to grab some notes.
Because everybody has it on their phone, and I'm analog.
Yeah, Jackson does. No,
He
and
pulls
Sam
out the
and I-
glasses.
Yeah.
Sam and I both have.
Well, it's just
both
because I
have
printed off
notes.
all the questions.
If everybody's noticed on the show, I always print out my show notes. I have to. I go.
And
old
then you do the
school.
classic throw.
Yeah. Because
David Letterman throw.
Yep.
well, actually, the throw is a broadcasting technique because if it's on your stand, you don't need it anymore. You slowly drop it off to the side. Hence,
Is that a thing?
Hence, yeah, absolutely. Hence, I fold it so it doesn't make a sound when it drops.
Yeah, David Letterman.
This is a professional show.
I am a
People should
broadcast.
He
listen to
spends
this.
a lot of time on
Yeah.
these notes.
Yeah.
He does.
6 pages per show, motherfucker.
We're just here to screw it up.
42.
That's all we're here.
Yeah.
for.
I know.
Just to
We're
screw
gonna
it up.
slow it
Yeah.
down.
How much prep do you assholes do? God, I'm swearing like a sailor tonight.
10 minutes?
52.
I will go with mine. I'm going to go with first. Under $300, and this is truly something I really like. And it just randomly has to have a little plug here because it's the Wahoo Element Roam. Color screen, way better navigation. Find your way home for people like me who are just like going, I'm bonking. Please, what's the, Hal, show me the way home. I can't, Pat.
Sorry, Dave.
You're screwed, Pat. Amazing battery life, $299.99. I did have a little parenthesis there because if somebody doesn't buy me that, so under $300, there is a bottle of Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon for $300.
Good man. Good man.
I have no idea what a $300 bourbon bottle would taste like, but I bet I would pretend that it was amazing.
I will never know.
Yeah, you need to get on the Pappy train.
What's the fuck is that?
Pappy Van Winkle, we'll get there.
It sounds like a little dude. It's like, I'm Pepe Van Winkle.
I'm Pappy Van Winkle.
Ah, Pepe Van Winkle. Don't go in there. Ha! Dysentery on the Oregon Trail.
I'm hungry. Who died?
Spot on.
Jackson,
Well,
I get the liver.
you're
I'll
Was
just
he Irish?
You're
No,
like-
forget it.
Jackson's looking a little disgusted with his old
I'm
man.
gonna go next. So I'm gonna just get it real quick. So I picked the Wahoo Element Bolt
Are you
GPS
shitting
bike
me?
computer for
I stole it from you?
$299.
Dude,
Great minds.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah.
You think alike.
I own the
do.
bike computer, and
I thought yours was the Bolt.
it is the Bolt, and that's
Yeah.
the $299.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I love it. It's great. It
Color
does make a
screen.
difference. Color screen. The buttons aren't recessed anymore. They come out.
Oh.
And so that makes a difference, especially with long-fingered gloves. You have a texture. And I like a button over a touch screen so the rain doesn't mess with it.
Yeah.
And also the color screen when it comes to navigation is really big as well, because you can tell the difference between, say, a river and a trail.
That seems important.
Yeah.
But for Justin Short, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like, give me the black and white. It's more fun.
Yeah.
But on the old version, you couldn't tell the difference. Not to say that in your own mind you couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But on the computer, you can tell the difference between multiple different things: big roads, rivers, trails. It's a big helper.
And you played with that Find My Way back to my origin spot or something
right?
like that.
Yeah. It didn't happen on the old computer where you can just on the old computer. Let's say you have a route loaded. It said, "Take me back to my beginning point." But
quickest way home.
Yeah,
kind of a
but
thing.
you can.
Yeah.
Well, not really. You can. On the old one, it was just beginning point of the route.
Yeah.
Now it's take me home, which is a big difference, which I enjoy.
Yeah. Because, for example, I went on that camping trip and I had a route planned and the route just went tits up. It was all over the place. And I was at a place where I'm like going, it's telling me to go this way, but that way is literally off a cliff. And so I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And I wandered around until I found a piece of the map to get me back home.
Right.
But that feature is brilliant, especially when you're in an unknown territory. So
Sorry, guys.
yeah,
I read George Orwell, 1984.
yeah,
Yeah.
Big Brother.
Can't do it. Yeah.
You just don't want them watching you.
I don't want to watch it.
Can I tell you something?
I got
They're
this
watching
phone.
you right
yeah,
now.
Exactly. I'm tagged.
2 + 2 is 5.
Huh? God dang.
I started writing a stage play of that fucking book, and I
did you?
got so depressed that I'm only about one.
Do Animal Farm then.
Yeah, that's better.
Since you're talking, what's your second recommendation, Paul?
Well, the last week we had it like under $100, right?
Yeah.
And I purchased a stinking disc brake, setup. $75, yeah, bleeding kit,
Bleeds,
that
yeah.
type of thing. I decided that was wrong. This is bullcrap. I have to spend $75 for a tool for simple brakes. I love my rim brakes. They're so cheap. So I decided
On a post-it note.
I need 6 pairs of the MV brake pads
Oh my
at
god.
$20 a pair. And no, eight. That would be 8. Excuse me, I need 8. That's $160. And then Jaguar brake cables and housing.
Wow. he's
Which
just
at
going
that point,
full in.
that gives me
He's holding
180. Yeah, because I'm gonna land on this sword. I'm gonna ride it to the very end.
Remember
do
when I
not
spoke
wanna go
about
back.
Rage Against the Dying of the Light?
Honestly, he
This is
might make
Paul.
it to his deathbed.
I will. Yeah.
Last
I'm stocking
Windbreaker.
up. I bought 11-speed chains, chain rings. I'm stocking. I'm
This
looking
is
at a bike
like
shop.
like classic into the world scenario.
Yeah.
Like with the people we make
He's
fun
hoarding.
of. Yeah.
I have to for my own survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's us.
I'm not even Mormon. I didn't have a stockpile. It was just
No.
only for bike parts. I don't have
Right,
for
magic underwear or any of that
No.
shit. Yeah, you gotta fight it, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's right. I'm fighting
with
it all
you,
the way.
kid,
I'm with you, brother.
I'm
Don't
going
give in.
down. I'm going down. There you go.
I don't know. I don't think we need to comment. Sam?
My turn. So I'm
So you're
gonna
not
say
surprised with my choice, I guess.
No.
not at all.
No.
And hang on.
every listener at home
What I
is going,
should have said
"Yeah,
is
sounds
I get
like
an
that."
extra $75 because I'd sell it to one of you saps with the disc brakes, that whole kit, and then I could buy some more brakes,
So you
brake
went,
pads, and more cables.
you
That's
went,
what it was.
you went $375.
Joke's on you. I wouldn't buy it because I'd take it to the shop.
I wouldn't buy it out of spite.
Oh my gosh.
Sam, quick, go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the Kuat Sherpa rack locks. It's a good add-on. Make sure that your bikes are secured. Have you ever had a Q-out rack?
I have a Q-out rack, and the locks are in the rack.
Yeah, it's an
You
add-on.
just pull them out, go snap.
Yep, that's an add-on though.
No, it was with the rack.
God, you are really.
He knows people. He has a podcast.
Who did you?
I bought it at the shop that way. I spent way too much money.
Yeah, it's probably just they had it in
It's
there.
an $800 rack.
Yeah, that's why.
Whoa.
It's an add-on.
Two bikes, $800 rack.
Oh.
It's a pretty sweet rack, though.
So
That's
this
the
is
one
what they
that has,
did.
like,
He
the
came into the bike
stand
shop
and everything.
I came into the bike shop and they went,
and he said,
"Sucker."
"Watch this, watch this.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, I'm going to oversell this guy."
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this,
That's what they
this
did.
poor bastard
Yeah.
doesn't even know his tire pressure.
Well, okay. No, that's probably the question they asked.
Yeah.
How much pressure do you put on your road bike tires? Huh?
100.
Watch this. I can sell you a bike rack.
Yeah.
It's going to have everything locked. This guy's.
No, it's honestly.
There's a bike stand on it too, though,
It's-
right?
Yeah.
Is it- yeah. Yeah, you bought all of it at once.
It's
you got,
so
you can
nice,
buy
though.
it. You can.
It's
no,
super
I
fucking
really
nice.
want it.
I have that rack, but I don't have the like stand that comes out with it and
Yeah.
the locks.
That
So they're add-ons.
that came all as one unit, and I put it on the back of that rig. We drove to Portland, and then all the way down to San Diego to do the Belgian Waffle Ride.
Yeah.
And it was fucking rock solid.
It's amazing.
All day,
There's-
every day. And you can lock it, and it's done.
Classic German engineering.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are on like you can.
I was a Yakima guy my entire life.
Oh,
But it's the first trailer hitch bike I've ever bike rack I've ever bought, and holy shit.
incredible. So
Yeah.
this is good for you too. Then there's an add-on also that you can get that's
The four
rack
bikes?
dock.
Tells you how to get home.
No, it's the rack dock hitch storage. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's this little button thing that you like mount on your wall, and then you can just plug your whole rack into it. So when you take it off during the winter, you're not just resting on the floor. It's nice and neat up against your wall.
You want to know how terrible of a person I am?
You already have it.
No, you know where it is right now? You know where my rack is right now?
It's on the back of your
It's
car,
covered in snow.
getting rust.
It's on the back of the RV.
God
at
damn
the
it.
RV parking spot. Am I throwing away money?
Well,
It's
Germans.
wasted. So
If it's
much.
German ingenuity,
It'll be fine. It'll be
the thing
fine.
is,
It'll
it's
last.
designed. It will last, but maintenance. I own German cars, and it's like these cars will run forever, but you have to have maintenance. Maintenance is a huge thing.
buy this storage rack.
Yeah.
What about what about roof racks? You guys leave roof racks in?
They're
Yeah,
always on the
and
car.
they're all rusty.
Mine's not rusty at all.
Because you're
All
probably
these years.
what
Had
do
it
you have?
since-
23,
Had
bro.
it since 20. Yeah, I am, but I've had it since 2013.
Yeah. So what?
All right,
That's
that's
10
Who's
years.
the manufacturer?
Yakima.
So that's aluminum rails. There's a lot of aluminum on there. There's probably the only steel is your skewer, and they bleed out on your car. That's about it.
And they haven't bled out of my car.
Yeah. So
So
On the words bleed out, we're going to end the show for this week. So let your imagination rile as it shall. I am folding a piece of paper quietly, and then I'm slowly dropping it off to the side of my stack. You threw it, and everybody fucking heard it.
yeah.
But you guys, I hope you're still with us. Are you still with us? Are there
all
is there a
time.
listening audience with us?
Yeah. After 56
Because
F words.
all I ask for you guys to do is tell a friend and like and subscribe. If you're not catching us on YouTube, we are on YouTube every single stinking show. We're on every platform, and I'm gonna brag for a second. I'm not supposed to, but I'm gonna brag for a second. As of last count, we were #1 on the Cycling Podcast on Spotify. Not yet on iTunes. We're doing well on iTunes, but I'd like to pass Voldemort. Just out of spite.
I'll just have to say, kudos to you.
Mhm.
This
Me?
is
Yeah.
yeah.
I
You've
don't
done
do
this
shit.
since
I just typed papers
1999.
and I laughed my
Hang
ass
on,
off.
you got to close your mouth. I'm getting you. So
I muted myself, Paul.
yeah. So since 1999, you've been riding this ship. You took on a couple of clowns. I think you have something to be bragged about. You bring material, you bring content. So
Cool
be proud
bar.
of yourself. Yeah, look at this,
bar.
what you've dedicated to this. And my only advice is, if
Get rid of
Outside Magazine comes knocking on your door,
Don't take the gig.
don't do it.
Don't take the gig. People are like, oh no, we'll make you happy. We all float down here.